Surprised that's a foul on Braden Pierce, but either way, the biggest takeaway from that play is how you get into the basketball and fight over screens. Nice sequence from Cruz McClure.
RJ Smith driving Askew 5-on-5, and Smith traveled. It's the 4th turnover of the game for DePaul already.
And the more Villanova can build their defense inside out, the better it'll serve them. You got to force DePaul to be a three-point shooting team rather than a paint team.
Neither of these teams are in the positive when it comes to rebound margin, as Perkins is blocked by the 7-footer for DePaul, Fabian Flores, and it leads to a transition lay-in for Gunn.
What an outstanding job. Did you see how Gunn cut off Jeffrey? And it made it so Jeffrey couldn't impact the layup. That was beautiful from C.J. Gunn.
Pierce took his eye off the ball. Another DePaul takeaway. Macklin, the Euro step. Guide the Wildcats in his first season to what would be his 9th NCAA tournament appearance as a head coach. There's another steal for DePaul. Layden blocker, take cover.
Wow. With the left hand, Layden blocker.
Blocker averaging just under 2 steals per game, and that's what he can do on the other end. Wild shot by Brennan, and DePaul takes possession.
Certainly, DePaul's energy and effort in the passing lanes have led to some runouts, and here's the latest one. He is a big-time athlete in the open floor.
Well, there's an offensive foul on DePaul. In fact, blocker, the guilty party there.
This is where Caden Lewis has to calm things down, make some plays. He's the guy that sets the table for this group.
Lindsey for 3 and 1. That's a great start. Any number of guys who can get it going from long range.
Absolutely. And maybe that play will just settle Villanova into this game.
Here's C.J. Gunn. Misses the step back. Macklin saves the possession.
Amazing effort. Pretty typical of late from Brandon Macklin.
Macklin slithering inside. Falls off the front. Perkins working on the freshman Cruz McClure. Dropped off to Brennan. Lost it.
He has been a rebounding machine at every stop in his basketball career.
Harold Presley, the last Nova player to average double-digit rebounds for a season. That was the season after the first national championship in program history. Tipped pass, and Brennan's got it.
You nailed it. Great deflection from Perkins.
Here's Askew, who pulls up, sets up the half court. Lindsey looked like it was Dessa College before going to Radford last season. This is probably his only season here in the Big East, and the more opposing coaches you talk to, when they look at the DePaul scouting report, Macklin's the first guy they mentioned. He's had a great season.
Always seems to get a ton of praise from opposing coaches.
Askew is heating up.
He is. This is where, again, that depth makes a huge difference. Askew's able to come in off the bench and provide instant offense and a veteran presence, being a 6-year senior.
Nova's already hit as many shots in the second half as they did the entire first half. 8. And there's a steal. Perkins, and now Lewis. Lewis misses, and what a tip in by Malachi Palmer.
Great job by Palmer. You never want to assume a transition layup is going to go down, so you sprint the floor. And then conversely, DePaul's got to have that same mindset. There need to be other Blue Demons trailing the play.
Gunn with the pass inside to Macklin, who's guarded by Brennan. Now Lewis picks him up. 5 to shoot for C.J. Gunn. Rebound Brennan.
Good job switching, fighting the dribble from Villanova.
The motto for head coach Chris Holtmann and DePaul this season has been don't
Potentially hang 50 in the second half.
Perkins misses the three-point play, but he's had a great second half this season with Villanova. Double figures now in 16 of 18. He was held to just 3 points over the weekend against St. John, so this has been a bounce-back performance for him as Cruz McClure lays it in for DePaul.
DePaul's got to find some grit on his end of the floor. You haven't said that very much all season. And even Chris Holtmann said as much at shooter angles. We just got some hard-playing guys that every day they've brought it, but not getting tested here because this is a talented offense that is now humming for Villanova.
Lewis ran into Fabian Flores, who picks up the loose ball for DePaul.
Just playing to his size. Flores, 7'2", making life tough, finishing at the rim.
And there's a foul on Lewis. That's his second.
Askew will check back in the game, who has just been the stud of this second half. Hasn't missed a shot, 4 of 4 from the floor, 10 points after a goose egg in the first half. Askew has been fantastic in the second half.
You know, it's interesting talking to Kevin Willard about him. He probably had Askew penciled in for a job in the starting lineup, but he got hurt in preseason practice and wasn't quite 100%, so they started bringing him off the bench, and he has thrived in that role and is considered, great rebound there, a candidate for 6th man of the year.
Yeah, I think he'd probably be the front runner for 6th man of the year at this point, but it's always so nice when you can bring a veteran off the bench that's also a scorer, and that's Askew.
Palmer draws the foul.
You grind for is this time of year, March, playing in the Big East tournament. Villanova's going to get their name called in Selection Sunday and play in the NCAA tournament. So you just heartbroken for Hodge that he's not going to get that opportunity, but he'll recover and get that opportunity most likely in the years to come.
Gunn tracks down his wild shot. Macklin the look off, and he turns it over. It's a 3-on-0, and Perkins takes it home.
There's been a lot of pick six live ball turnovers that have led to easy twos for Nova.
11 turnovers for DePaul. They average 12 per game. That's tipped out of bounds. It stays with them
here tonight.
He's hit the double-digit rebound mark now in 18 games for Villanova. And DePaul running short on time. Gunn can bring instant offense. He has 6. Lindsay. By the way, the foul going into the last break was on DePaul's Layden Blocker. It was his 5th, so he is done for the game for DePaul. Blocker finishes with 10 points. Askew with 1 on the shot clock, and Palmer did not get that off. DePaul about that first half as well. There was a window for DePaul when Villanova at one point was 4 for 21 from the field. Gunn with the 3. They needed more of that in the first half. They could have put Villanova in a 10-15 point hole.
Yeah, had an opportunity when the defense was certainly doing what it needed to do against Villanova, but offensively couldn't make enough shots. One more stop and a made 3 and maybe some pressure. But Villanova going to chew some of this clock.
Perkins for 3. Huge.
Big answer from Tyler Perkins.
His 4th 20-point game of the campaign. Macklin misses, tipped up by Flores, and Brennan has another rebound. It's a foul on Duke Brennan. Brennan's third.
You know, one of the things Chris Holtman told us was he thinks Villanova is one of the best crunch time teams in the conference, and a big part of that is having multiple ball handlers. Perkins can handle it, Askew can handle it, Lewis of course can handle it, Lindsey can. You just have a lot of guys that can make something happen and handle the basketball.
Flores was double teamed, picks it up for DePaul. Less than 90 seconds to go. Gunn too strong from three. And Perkins saved it for Villanova. Now a 3-on-2. Palmer with the lay-in. Palmer with 10 in his starting debut for the injured Matt Hodge. McClure off the front iron, and it stays with DePaul underneath. Creighton.
And Villanova's just rock solid. Their analytics numbers solid on both ends.
Flores with a thunderous flush. Flores at 7-2. Barely has to elevate to jam the ball like that. Lindsey pulls up and drains it.
Second made three of the game. Always important to see the ball go through the hoop for a guy like Bryce Lindsey.
Gunn is fouled. 48 points for Villanova in the second half. You mentioned earlier in the half that they were on pace for a 50-point second half, and they have continued that pace.
Yeah, this is a DePaul team that's a really, really good scoring defense.
DePaul holds opponents to under 70 points per game. Chris Jeffrey gives Villanova its 50th point of the second half.
Amazing.
Askew with the takeaway, and that's a wrap. Villanova